Are you physically fit? If we go around asking a lot of people that question, it might seem rude. How do we define fitness? Is your definition the ability to fit perfectly into your favorite pair of jeans? Or being able to hoist your girl into the bed? Many people define fitness by several parameters that are peculiar to them. Today we will be taking a look at what fitness means in the world of sports. We would be taking a particular look at Floyd Mayweather and why he will lose his next fight if he decides to take on another one. There are rumors that he might be fighting Jake Paul next after his fight with his elder brother Logan Paul in an 8-round bout. Floyd Mayweather is one of the greats in professional boxing. He goes by nicknames like TBE, or the best ever, Pretty Boy, and his latest moniker, Money. The Money Man has had a successful career that spanned between 1996 and 2015. During his career, he bagged 15 major world championships from super featherweight to light middleweight. He also won the Ring magazine title in 5 weight classes. If I have the amount of money he has made, I wouldn't mind calling myself the Money Man too. The list of championships and medals Mayweather has received is lengthy, and we could spend the whole day talking about his career. In 2016, he was ranked by ESPN as the greatest boxer of the last 25 years. He is also regarded as the best defensive boxer in history, and the most accurate puncher since the existence of CompuBox. In case you didn't know, CompuBox is the name given to a computerized punch scoring system that is run by 2 operators. It is used in professional boxing matches across the world. With a profile like that of Mayweather, what level of fitness does he possess in his prime? What is different now? Why will he lose his next fight? After his retirement, Mayweather has fought in 2 exhibition bouts. The first with Tenshin Nasukawa on December 31st at the Saitama Super Arena in Japan. The other exhibition fight was with popular YouTuber Logan Paul on June 6, 2021 at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. In the fight with Tenshin Nasukawa, Mayweather won the fight in the first round after Nasukawa's corner waved off the fight. Nasukawa had been knocked down 3 times in that fight round. The fight with the YouTuber Logan Paul saw a different end as both fighters were still on their feet after the 8-bout fight. It was a good fight, but boring as Logan Paul kept using his height advantage to clinch to Mayweather for a better part of the fight. There were no judges to tell us the outcome of the fight, but if we go by CompuBox statistics, Mayweather was the better fighter. We have been talking about Mayweather and his achievements and the impressive career profile he has built. Logan Paul is not a professional boxer. He has a background in wrestling, but he managed to hold his own against Mayweather. Boxing is an all-around sport that tests every aspect of fitness. It tests mobility and flexibility, cardiorespiratory fitness, muscular strength, body composition, and muscular endurance. All of these are components of physical fitness that must be fulfilled. If you want to know the full extent of your physical fitness, there are components of your body that need to be assessed individually. Using Floyd Mayweather as an example, we are going to examine each of these components and tell you why he will lose his next fight. Have you ever been chased by an attack dog? If you had to run from one, what did it feel like when you finally stopped and caught your breath? Let me answer that for you. If you are not used to activities like the one just performed so you don't get nipped in the legs, your heart would be beating so fast that it seems like it would burst. You might experience light dizziness and see black spots in your field of vision. Then, you have to take deep huffs of breath so you can laugh at how miserable that encounter was. But your laugh comes in between gasps of sucking of air. When people engage in physical activities, their heart rate increases. Your body is working overtime and your heart needs to supply blood to match that rate of work. Studies carried out have shown changes in the heart of some athletes due to the kind of sport they choose. Cardiorespiratory endurance is the ability of the heart to provide the body with fuel during increased physical activity. In more simple terms, it means to be able to sustain an elevated heart rate for that period when you engage in any increased physical activity. If you are particular about improvement, activities like jogging, swimming, running, bicycling, and walking can help you to improve your cardiorespiratory endurance. Just start slow and work your way up. In his prime, Mayweather sure must have had good cardiorespiratory endurance. It is not an easy feat to be tagged as the best defensive boxer in the world. It would mean a lot of movement, dodging, moving around, taking shocks to the body, and still standing upright to deliver the final blow. But the human body is not a machine. It declines as you progress further in age. Because of his age, he might not be able to take hits and still stay upright like he used to. There is also the fact that you need to be constantly training and stay on the right diet so that your body can be in perfect shape. Mayweather has been out of the boxing scene for a while and has acclimated himself to the life of a rich man with more money than he could account for. While he might not forget what his training regimen was, he might not be training as he used to, resulting in a decrease in his level of endurance. If he goes up against a younger fighter who spends all his time in the ring, he would lose. This is where all your bench pressing skills will manifest. Muscular strength is the ability of the muscles in your body to exert force during an activity. If you are carrying something that is twice your weight or throwing a haymaker into the jaw of an opponent to conjure stars, you will need muscular strength. Throwing a punch isn't all about muscular strength. You would also need mobility and endurance to throw the perfect punch. Muscular strength is developed by using your weight against resistance or your body weight against gravity. The argument around Floyd Mayweather's case will be age. You can't cheat Mother Nature. She gives and takes as time goes by. However, muscles in the body can be replaced by fat if you do not exercise them daily. Aside from the fact that Mayweather is getting old and should put up his boots entirely, there is the question of how seriously he takes his training if he wants to keep fighting at his age. If I had all that money, I wouldn't let anyone tell me what to eat after staying on different kinds of diets throughout his fighting career. To build muscle strength, you need to be eating the right kind of food. We doubt if Floyd Mayweather has been doing that since he retired. Going into another fight in that state would be bad. As we grow old, we tire easily, we break bones easily, and it is so much easier to get hurt. The ability of the muscles to perform optimally without getting fatigued is cut down by a significant amount. If a teenager takes a fall down the stairs, he or she could walk it off without any signs of injury. That kind of fall can prove to be the end for someone advanced in years. Boxing is a sport where you keep taking and giving hits. If you are taking the blows or dishing it out, your muscles are receiving shocks. Apart from the heart being able to provide fuel for you to keep pounding away and getting pounded if the muscles can't take it, there is no point. Muscular endurance is improved by carrying out sustained activities over and over again. Remember that scene in Creed 2 where Adonis Creed, Michael B. Jordan, was lifting heavy weights repeatedly? That is one way to do it. When building muscle endurance, the muscles do not necessarily get bigger. All you are doing is making them more durable by exerting force repeatedly without tiring. Mayweather is praised as the most accurate boxer since CompuBox came into use in boxing. In his fight with Logan Paul, he threw 107 punches and landed 43 with a punching accuracy of 40.2%. Paul threw twice as many punches, 217 in total, and landed just 28, a punching accuracy of 12.9%. If Paul had been a more accurate boxer, the outcome of the fight might have been different. It is common to see that bigger people have less speed than people that have relatively smaller bodies. The reason for this is because they lack mobility. Having awesome muscle strength and endurance is great, but it wouldn't be complete if you cannot get out of the way of an uppercut or jab fast enough. Flexibility is more important, especially for a boxer. It is important so you can complete those complex movements and combos designed to stun your opponents and lay them flat on their backs. Flexibility is also important because it reduces the risk of injuries as you can carry out those movements. Flexibility is also important because it reduces the risk of injuries as you carry out those movements. Flexibility is peculiar to each individual as it depends on different variables and how tight the ligaments and tendons are. The more space you have around a joint, the more space you have to move. Flexibility or mobility can be improved by carrying activities that will stretch the ligaments and tendons. When the body advances in age, it becomes rigid. This is why it is easier for younger people to dance or become ballerinas. Aside from the fact that Mayweather is old, let's not forget that he has had a career in boxing that lasted for at least 2 decades, bringing an accumulation of wear and tear that must have caused serious stress to his body. He might be experienced, but there is no way he can move as fast as he used to. Body composition talks about the amounts of muscle, fats, bone, water, and blood that an individual has in their body. These components are vital to physical fitness. For example, if you have too much fat, you might have some clogging up your arteries, thereby forcing the heart to work harder at pumping blood during increased activities, something that can adversely affect cardiorespiratory endurance. If you lack water, you might get dehydrated easily and tired during increased physical activities. If there is not enough blood, it affects overall fitness. Maintaining the same weight doesn't mean the body's composition stays the same. The ratio of each of the components that make up the body can change and not reflect on the overall body weight. Muscle mass can change without an increase in height, waist circumference, or weight. The composition of the body is relevant and important to how the body performs. When carrying out a fitness analysis, it is not something that can be left aside. As the body grows old, the body composition changes. There is an increase in body fat and a decrease in bone density, muscle mass, and lean mass. At his age, Mayweather's body composition is changing, leaving his body to be unsuitable for intense physical activities such as boxing bouts. Young fighters like to challenge legends in the boxing arena so that they can prove their worth. After the fight with Mayweather, Logan Paul was boasting about taking Mike Tyson on. His manager jokingly replied that he is only going to let Paul into the ring with Mike Tyson if Paul wills all his property to him. We all know what that means. Mayweather has not said anything about entering another exhibition match, but if he does with a younger opponent, he will lose. He should quit while he is ahead, to be remembered as one of the greatest boxers in our time. Do let us know what you think in the comments section, and see you on another amazing video like this.